Hey guys, welcome back to another election tutorial today. Today we have the MSNBC theme that I just used for my 2018 Senate video. I like this one the most out of all of my themes for some reason. Maybe CNN is above it, but I honestly think this one looks the smoothest. And if you want to recreate something like this, just go ahead and use this tutorial. So we're going to start off by giving a Democratic victory. So this is what it would normally look like. There would be a candidate on the left side. It would say their name. It would have the apparent winner here with a check mark. That's pretty much completely it. So you're going to want to just make a new slide. Actually, I'm going to use this just for reference in the photos. I'm going to try to condense this tutorial as fast as possible, considering this is a really easy tutorial. So you're going to start off by, first of all, since I used a wide format, so my document was laid out, it was laid out wide like this, and everything was different, so I guess that's what we're going to do now just for this one. And then I'm going to revert it back for my other tutorials. But so first of all, you're going to start off by putting the the blue thing here. You're just going to put a blue rectangle, change the color to the correct shade of blue, I guess. And then you're going to take another rectangle per se, make it the same gray color. It just needs to be gray, to be completely honest. It doesn't have to be this gray, but for the sake of realism, I'd like to keep it the same. So filling this in, going all the way down. There we go. So now we have enough space for the candidate's picture. We have the United States Senate up here. Now what you're going to want to do is get a stars. Actually, we'll work on the apparent winner first so you can actually see how I do it. And then we're going to go get a Stars and Stripes banner. That's gray. So apparent winner should be yellow. Try to make it as big as the normal one is. It doesn't have to be perfectly on size, but it shouldn't look like it's too big. Make it yellow like the actual apparent winner call. I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger so we can see. You can always just get a black check mark off the internet. That's what I'm going to do right now. We're going to go to Google, type in black check mark PNG. So PNG is a file that doesn't have a background. Something you can use. I apologize, I'm sick right now. But anything really you find on the internet is usable for these election predictions, I guess. I want to see if there's a more blocked one per se. Something that's more of a rectangle. Something like this, but an actual check mark. Let's see. Will that come up? Yeah, it has one of those backgrounds because it is a PNG file like that. Kind of weird. I mean, okay, this one looks good over here. And of course, it's not a PNG file. Here we go. Okay, finally found one that actually resembles what it looks like. So this one says apparent winner on the picture. We're just gonna make a projected winner. Find a picture of text. Find the font size. I usually do 80. And then you're gonna type in projected winner. Actually, for this one, we should do 70 because it looks like it's maybe 60 actually. And then we're just going to make this impact font. So impact is one of the very popular fonts that almost everyone uses when they first start out making election nights. And it looks perfect just for this one. It's bolded right now, but you can't really get rid of that bold. It's not a thing that you can turn on and off. The check mark will still be there, so it looks good. Now we're just going to take this font down here. Oops, my bad. And then we're going to type in Democrat, and we're going to change the font up just a little. Make sure this is left aligned, so when you make a Republican one, you can just copy and paste without having to fix it. So we can try, no, that font wouldn't look good. Tomahawk, nope. That's the one we're actually going to use in a minute. Veranda, non-bolded. Let's see if it's 40 font, would that look good? Yeah, so 50 font, we can do 40. Democrat, why does it look weird? I want to try 45. Then we're going to make the font the same color as the thing we used before. There we go, Democrat there. Since the Stars and Stripes banner will look a little bit worse, I'm just going to bold it. Since it won't look exactly like the MSNBC one, it's going to conflict. So now we're just going to type in gray stars background, and then things that should come up similar to things like this. We're just going to look to, I guess, things similar to this. We can always copy and paste this in. Put this as a background. This is a cotton wool sheet, by the way, which is why it looks a little bit different. It's literally just a cotton wool sheet. But there we go, if you just want to use that. But if you want to find a more refined one, you can. Honestly, for the sake of this tutorial, we'll just use something like this. If this is a small image, we're not going to use it. Yeah, we're not going to use that. Maybe, yeah, this would be better. Of course, you can find your own, make them however you want to. You can make them yourself. I suggest just getting one off the internet because it's a lot easier. Send that to the back, and there we go. Now we're going to get in the Senate text. So when making a text, make it white, of course, so it doesn't conflict badly, I guess. For this, we're going to use the same font we used down there, Veranda. Miranda, not bolded, and then we're going to make it around 50, 60 font, 60, there we go. So we have the Senate there, and now for the state, I usually just use a bigger font. Maybe we could try impact, so we can try the state of Utah. Of course, it would never go blue, but actually, Vornhatch actually says he's going to run again. This is the font I actually use. I might have used this one or Arial Black for Utah. Nope, it was definitely not Arial Black because that's way too big. It was either Impact or it's a different one. For the sake of this tutorial, we're going to use Impact. I mean, it's the easiest one and it looks good too. There we go. And then we have Utah, Senate, projected winner. Now we just need the candidate's name. What are we going to use for the candidate's name? There's a font called, make sure that the candidate's name matches the color of the rectangle. And there's a font called Tomahawk Bold. You're going to want to use that one. That one looks really good. So we have Jenny Wilson. We'll just use her for an example. So Jenny, just copy and paste. Copy and paste the first name so you can make a last name closer. Because if you just press enter, it'll look a lot farther down than if you just copy and pasted it and moved it upwards, and it looks a lot better. If you want, you can make the last name bigger than the first name. I don't like doing that. It just looks a little bit different to me. If the background conflicts too much with the person's name, just add a shadow in the background or an outline, depending on what software you use. And there you go. And then just go find a picture of Jenny Wilson for U.S. Senate politician. We'll use the one that looks vertical. And then we can just paste that in. Make some adjustments. It won't fit all the way, so we're going to want to stretch it even more. Put it out of the frame, stretch it even more. There we go. So now the Utah doesn't necessarily look the best. I mean, I didn't use the best font for it. If you can find a better font, yeah, you can do that. I can't really find one at this moment, but Utah Senate Jenny Wilson. And since we know that Utah is predominantly Republican state, we're going to know that this is going to be a gain. So how do we add the gain, which is my second thing? Pretty much same thing how we added the projected winner. So you're just going to want to take the projected winner, make it a lot shorter, make it shorter and thinner, and there we go. And now we should just copy and paste the impact font. We need to make sure it's smaller. We're going to type in, first thing we're going to type in gain so we know what we're working with. Type in 50 font would be best, I guess. Yeah. Move it over. And then I usually don't use a plus symbol off the internet, honestly. It doesn't really matter to me how it looks. I like it to look perfect. I contradicted myself when I said that. What I meant was I don't really care how these turn out sometimes because people just look for the substance. But if I'm working on like a Senate election night, I'll be very meticulous with it because I care about it a lot more. But if it was just a random election night like Kanye West versus Donald Trump, I wouldn't care about it that much because it's just people already know it's a joke. So there we go. We have the plus gain. Of course, you can make it smaller if you want to, but pretty much the same thing is there. Democratic gain, Jenny Wilson. Now for the Republicans, same thing. We're just going to copy and paste this over. Actually, we're going to copy and paste the one without the gain. And then we're just going to get the color scheme the same. And then all you really have to do for this theme, it's super simple. Just change the colors. You completely have you have Utah, and then we just go down here, change the text, both text colors. Go to text, change it to up there. Then go down to the Democrat, type Republican, change the color. I just did that in backwards order, but we're going to type in Republican. Okay, and then Mitt Romney. Then we're going to type in a picture of Mitt Romney. At first, I used a PNG on my Senate election video. Honestly, you can just use any photo off the internet. This isn't the one where the PNG was made. I remember looking on the internet in 2012, President-elect Mitt Romney. So Mitt Romney wins U.S. Senate, not a Republican gain, but if this was a Republican gain, let's change the state to Massachusetts. That font's a little too big, so we're going to try to make it 170. If the fonts are too big, you can just change the font sizes. It's not that, it doesn't really matter. And then just copy and paste the gain that you made with the Democrat logo, not Democrat logo, with the Democrats. Move it over just a tad so it makes sense. I didn't make a gain one for my Senate prediction because I didn't think that the Republicans would gain in any seats. So there we have it, and now we're just going to finish this up with the too close to call. So the way to do this is same thing. We need a gray background, so we're going to start off by getting that. We're going to paste that, make that a lot bigger. There we go. Send that to the back, and then on the top, honestly, all I did was just make a rectangle, spread it out like this, and then put a gradient fill on it. So it was it was light to dark, and then just, I guess, this is pretty good. Actually, the darker blue was a little bit more fitting. There we go. Honestly, if you just want the stars back there, just change the opacity so it includes some of the stars. Something like that if you want to do that. And then we'll bring this to the front again so we can actually see it. Now we're going to angle this so that it makes sense and it works with the picture. So we're just going to resemble exactly what we see here. So we're going to start off by getting a blue rectangle. We need to make it a little bit lower because of the fact that the line is there. So there we go, we have that. Of course, you're going to want to make it blue. So I'm going to just use the blue down here. And then same thing, copy and paste, same size. Should be the same size if you wanted to make it similar. And then there we go, red, copy and paste again. You're just going to make a white version of this so you can have the candidate. Actually, you don't really need to if you're going to make the candidate. It technically should be gray, just so you have the scale there. There we go. And then we just copy and paste this again. We're going to make a white strip. There we go. Something like that. There we go. Okay. And then we have this here. Now we can just get rid of the background. Honestly, the background was a little bit darker for the MSNBC theme, but it doesn't really matter. This looks pretty great. Honestly, you're just going to change the gray a little bit so it doesn't blend in with the background. And then you're going to want to find your candidate. So I guess we'll use Mitt Romney. Use something that's a horizontal image. My bad. So we can actually input this here. Let's move this upwards. You can always edit the picture how you want it so it can fit. It doesn't really matter, to be completely honest. And then once you have the picture in there, you can delete the gray template. I'm going to cut off more of the sides of the gray over here so it fits well enough. Make it bigger, fit well. Boom. Okay, and then you can get rid of the gray. Bring this forward. You're going to want to go over to the projected winner column where you made a projected winner and just copy and paste the black font because that's the perfect thing for it. Put in a percentage point, whatever you think it's going to be at this time. And then actually we can make this 90 font or 80 font, I guess that would be better. And then copy and paste this over. We can, I guess, 52.4% as well. We're going to find a picture of Jenny Wilson. I don't think we're going to find a good one, but I'll find a good one enough for a sideways angle. Let's do someone, okay, we'll do a Hillary Clinton versus Mitt Romney in the Utah Senate race. Yeah. Oops, my bad. Okay, and then we're gonna bring this down. Honestly, the Too Close to Call on MSNBC, they don't include the picture. They don't include the race. They don't include the race at the top, so I'm gonna do that separately. Add what I think would look good with it. That's what I did for my Senate prediction. Make this a tad smaller. Get rid of that. This up. Let's see how we can make this a little bit better. Something like that. Honestly, yeah. Okay. And then move both of these forward. Oops, that didn't make sense. Move both of these. Oh my gosh. Why did I do this to myself? Okay. Let's fix this. Now we can bring them both to the front. And then you're just going to include the candidates' names. Use the impact font, but use, my mom's calling me. 1 second. I'll text her. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then Hillary Clinton. And then Mitt Romney. Copy and paste Mitt Romney. Move this over. And then, of course, you can add the difference on the bottom. I wouldn't do it, honestly. It's not that serious. Up here, you're going to type in the state. So Alabama. 120, 130 font, I guess. Alabama, and then just copy and paste the Senate over because you'll use the same thing. Alabama Senate, and then just say whatever who holds it at the time. So Democratic seat, I guess Doug Jones' seat in 2020. But yeah, so that's how you do the MSNBC 2017 tutorial. They also did this one in. That's how you do the projections, not that's how you do the tutorial. But this is what they used in 2016 when they weren't really paying attention to the screen. Otherwise, they used Rockefeller as the background, but other than that, this was, I guess, their backup. And this is what they used in 2017. So that's how you do this tutorial. I don't know why I keep saying this is how you do the MSNBC theme. Comment down if you guys have any suggestions for future themes. I've so far done CNN, Fox News, and now MSNBC. If you have another suggestion, like ABC News or something like that, comment that down below. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you all tomorrow.